Boom, a new sensation for the Cules. Hold on tight. Joan Laporta has once again demonstrated why he is the greatest president in the history of world football. A multi-million sale, a masterstroke, a checkmate to the economic disaster that the envious wanted to impose on us. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona is more alive than ever, and while we celebrate, at the Bernabeu, they weep with used paper tissues, wondering how it is possible that the most glorious club on the planet continues to be untouchable. Today, on Barcelona Unfiltered, I bring you the exclusive that will make the Madridistas, the Ronceros, the Edu Aguirres, and the entire media den that thinks they can sink us tremble. Spoiler alert, they can't. Let's go, because this is bigger than Messi's hat-trick in the 6-2. If you bleed Blaugrana, if you live for the Barcelona crest, and if you've had enough of the whistle blows gifted by the bar that saved Madrid, subscribe now, like, and hit the bell, because today we are going to demolish the merengues with more class than a pass from Hansi Flick at Camp Nou. First, let me set the context for you, Cules. We all know that Barcelona has gone through tough times. The legacy of Bartomeu was like receiving a ticking time bomb wrapped in gift paper. Debts, inflated contracts, and a club on the brink of the abyss. The Madridistas, with their little sarcastic laughs, were already rubbing their hands. Barcelona is sinking, they said. Laporta is just a smoke cellar, they shouted on the sets of El Chiringuito. As if Joan Laporta, the man who brought Ronaldinho, who resurrected the club in 2003, who gave us the golden era of tiki-taka, was going to surrender to a pile of red numbers. Please, this is not Real Madrid, which survives on a 95th-minute penalty and a less bad from the bar. And that's where the deal of the century comes in. Laporta, with his shark smile and genius instinct, has closed a multi-million sale that not only stabilizes Barcelona's accounts but also places us in pole position to dominate world football once again. What are we talking about? Hold on tight, because it's juicier than a goal from LAMINE YAMAL right in Carvajal's face. The president has sold a strategic part of the club's assets. And no, I'm not talking about selling Camp Nou to be turned into a motorhome parking lot, as Tomás Roncero surely dreamed. No, sir, Laporta has negotiated like a master, securing a fortune for future merchandising rights and commercial agreements that do not touch the soul of the club. We're talking about hundreds of millions of euros, Cules. An amount that makes Barcelona's coffers breathe as if they had won the lottery and the Champions League on the same day. And do you know what's best? This sale is nothing like the Madrid patch-ups, where they sell players like Casemiro and then realize their midfield is a potato field. It's a financial work of art, a move that kicks the sociological Madridismo that boasts so much about management. Because tell me, when has Florentino done something as grand without the help of a referee or a friendly government? Never, Cules. Never. While Laporta pulls rabbits out of his hat, at the Bernabeu, they are busy paying bills with VIP box money and praying that Vinicius doesn't get injured while posting another tweet. And now, pay attention, because here's the cherry on top. This multi-million sale not only ensures stability but also gives us room to strengthen the team. Yes, Hansi Flick, the German who has transformed our Barcelona into a total football machine, must already be looking at the market with the eyes of a hawk. An elite fullback, a high-level pivot, or perhaps a surprise that will make the Madridistas tremble more than the emergence of LAMINE YAMAL. Because speaking of our diamond, this 17-year-old kid continues to silence the critics, and with this money behind him, Barcelona will build a team around him that will make Madrid look like Alcorcon in comparison. By the way, imagine Edu Aguirre's face right now. This man, who lives by licking Florentino's boots and shouting "Madrid" on every set, must surely be at home with a tub of ice cream, watching the bar's audios from the last Clásico on loop and murmuring, "It's not possible, it's not possible." Of course, it is possible, Edu. Barcelona always comes back, and you always end up swallowing your words. And let's not talk about Tomás Roncero, who must surely be writing an article titled, "Laporta has sold the soul of Barcelona," while wiping his tears with his white scarf. The poor man, someone should give him a hug and an invented penalty to console him. But let's get back to what's important, Cules. This operation by Laporta is not just a financial move, it's a message to the world. It's a "we are here," a reminder that FC Barcelona is not just a club, it's a religion, a passion, a way of understanding life. While the Madridistas argue on Twitter about who is the most Madridista, we are building a Blaugrana empire that will dominate football for decades. And all this, dear friends, without needing a referee to say, "less bad" to the bar, or a doubtful penalty in the 97th minute, because we, the Cules, win with class, with talent, and with a president who knows more about football than Florentino knows about basketball. Cules, we have talked about Laporta's move, the fortune that has entered the coffers, and how the Madridistas are in panic mode. But let me tell you more, because this story has more layers than the finest millefeuille pastry in Barcelona. This multi-million sale is not just an isolated operation. It's proof that Laporta has been working for months, even years, on a master plan that the haters couldn't even imagine. While the Ronceros of the world were mocking us, Joan was pulling the strings like a great matador, negotiating in the shadows, closing deals with global commercial giants, and ensuring that Barcelona not only survives but prospers. And here's a detail that will blow your mind. This operation includes agreements with international brands that see Barcelona as the most attractive club on the planet, more so than Real Madrid. Cules, because who wants to associate with a team that depends on Mbappé and referee favors to win a match? No one with a bit of common sense. Brands want Barcelona because we are synonymous with values, history, and magic. We are the club of Johan Cruyff, of Maradona, of Romario, of Pep, of Messi, of Lamine Yamal. We are the club that invented modern football, while Madrid was inventing Eureka on TV sets. And that's not all. This multi-million sale also gives us a brutal competitive advantage. With this money, Barcelona can invest in La Masia, that magical nursery that has given us the best players in the world. Do you remember when the Madridistas said that La Masia was finished, that it no longer produced talent? Well, Lamine Yamal, GAVI, PEDRI, and Fermin Lopez mocked them in every match. And with this money, we are going to bring out more gems that will make Vinicius and company pale in comparison. Because let's be honest, Vinicius is a great player, but without a referee pardoning a red card for his dives, he would just be a meme on Twitter. And speaking of Europe, this operation is also a message to the great clubs of the continent. Bayern, City, PSG, they all look at Barcelona with a mix of respect and fear, because they know that with Laporta at the helm, we are not just a club, we are a force of nature. While Florentino boasts about his shiny Bernabeu, we boast about a sports project that makes anyone tremble. Want proof? Look at Lamine Yamal's recent matches. This kid does things that no one his age does, and with the support of this sale, we are going to surround him with a team that will make him shine even more. And that's not all. This operation also allows us to keep our stars, because let's be honest, the Madridistas dreamed that we would have to sell Pedri or Gavi to pay off debts. Sorry, friends, but these kids are staying at Camp Nou, and with this money, we are going to secure them with contracts that will make Florentino tear his hair out. Because at Barcelona, we don't sell our stars, we make them grow, we turn them into legends, we make them eternal. And while we build a dream team, in Madrid, they are in an existential crisis. I imagine the pundits of El Chiringuito arguing over whether Mbappé is overrated or if Vinicius should be a substitute. What a drama, Cules. While they argue over who is responsible for their last defeat, we are planning the next Champions League, the next La Liga, the next thrashing in the Clásico, because that's what we do, Cules. We dream big, we play big, we win big. And now, Cules burst out laughing, because if there's something funnier than celebrating Barcelona's victories, it's seeing the Madridista den cringe with envy and rage. Since the news of Laporta's multi-million sale was revealed, the Madrid sets have been in turmoil. Edu Aguirre, with his beaten dog look, tries to convince the world that it's a temporary band-aid and that Barcelona is still in ruins. Of course, Edu, and Madrid is a model of management because you spend 200 million on a roof for the Bernabeu. Keep telling yourself stories, my friend, because we are too busy celebrating. And then there's Tomás Roncero, the king of Madridista drama. This man must be at home, surrounded by white candles, praying for Barcelona to stumble while writing an article titled, "Laporta Fools Everyone." Fooling is what Madrid does every time a referee gifts them a penalty. Ours is strategy, vision, talent. But don't worry, because while you continue to cry, we are toasting with cava and planning the next Clásico where Lamine Yamal will do a little nutmeg to Carvajal that will send him straight into retirement. And let's not forget the rest of the den. The capital's pundits are in panic mode, looking for any excuse to downplay Laporta's feat. Barcelona sold its future, they say. Please, what we sold is a piece of our commercial potential, and we did it so well that even the PSG sheiks are taking notes. While Madrid continues to live off memories of Di Stefano and referee favors, because let's be honest, Cules, if it weren't for the bar and the referees, less bad, Madrid would be fighting not to be relegated. The best part of all this is that this sale not only strengthens us but also exposes the hypocrisy of Madridismo. 4 years, they accused us of being bankrupt, of being a finished club with no future. And now that Laporta has nailed their beaks shut with a historic move, they don't even know where to turn. I imagine Florentino in his office, looking at the photo of his last Champions League and wondering how it is possible that Barcelona, the club they said was dead, is now more alive than ever. Surprise, Florentino, this is Barcelona, and here, we never surrender. And to close this segment, let me paint you a picture. The next Clásico with Camp Nou packed, LAMINE Yamal scoring a magnificent goal, Lewandowski celebrating like a madman, and the stands chanting, Laporta, Laporta, while the Madridistas leave with their heads down. Because that's what's coming, Cules. An unstoppable Barcelona, a winning Barcelona, a Barcelona that will make the Madridista den swallow every word. And when that happens, when we lift trophies and mock the Ronceros and Aguirres, we will remember this moment, this multi-million sale as the day Barcelona turned the world around. Visca el Barça, Cules. Visca el Barça, Cules. If you thought things couldn't get any better, hold on tight, because Barcelona's future shines brighter than the Costa Brava sun in full August. This multi-million sale is not just a lifeline, it's the foundation of a new golden era, an era where Barcelona won't just compete, but will crush the competition. With Laporta at the helm, Flick on the bench, and an unmatched influx, we are ready to write a new chapter in the history of world football. Let's talk about the team first. With this money, Barcelona can afford not only to keep its stars but also to attract reinforcements that will elevate the level to stratospheric heights. Imagine a left-back who combines the solidity of Jordi Alba with the youth of Bald, or a midfielder who is the natural heir to Busquets, someone who will make tiki-taka a symphony again. And let's not forget the attack. With Lewandowski, Rafinha, and LAMINE Yamal, we already have a formidable trident, but with this budget, Laporta could surprise us with a signing that would leave the world in awe. Who knows? Maybe a superstar who will make Mbappé look like an amateur. And then there's the Camp Nou, our sacred temple. With this economic boost, the renovation work will accelerate, and we will soon have a stadium that will be the envy of Europe. While the Bernabeu resembles a shopping mall with grass, the new Camp Nou will be a cathedral of football, a place where rivals will enter trembling and the Cules will leave with goosebumps. And all this, Cules, without selling our soul, without giving up our identity, without depending on favors from anyone. But what really excites me is what this means for the supporters, because Barcelona is not just a club, it's a family. And with this sale, Laporta ensures that the next generations of Cules can experience the same passion as we do, that our children and grandchildren can grow up seeing a Barcelona that not only wins but also captivates, inspires, and represents the best of football. While the Madridistas settle for tainted victories, we dream of pure football, a team that plays with heart, and a club that is bigger than any obstacle. Cules, let's get to the heart of the matter with the mother of all moves, Laporta's multi-million sale. This operation is a deal struck with a consortium of global brands that paid €450 million for Barcelona's commercial rights over the next 10 years. Yes, you heard right, 450 million, an amount that makes the club's coffers breathe as if they had won the Champions League and the Euro Millions on the same day. This money comes from merchandising, sponsorships, and digital agreements without touching the club's ownership or the socios' control. It's a surgical move that ensures immediate liquidity without compromising the Blaugrana soul. Laporta negotiated like a shark, ensuring that Barcelona not only gets out of debt but also has the means to invest in the team, La Masia, and the Camp Nou. While the Madridistas hallucinate with their shopping mall stadium, we are securing the future with a deal that respects our identity. This deal is not a mortgage, it's a springboard. It gives us financial stability, room for signings, and the strength to compete at the highest level. And the best part, Cules, is that it was done the Catalan way, with class, with vision, and with an eye on glory. No speculation, no rumors, it's real, tangible, and it puts Barcelona back on the throne it deserves. Let Madrid tremble, because with this move, Barcelona is not just back, it will crush the competition. So, Cules, get your scarves and Blaugrana jerseys ready, because what's coming is big. With Laporta, Flick, LAMINE Yamal, and this multi-million sale, Barcelona has not just survived, it has been reborn. And when the Madridistas realize they can't stop this train, it will be too late, because Barcelona, Cules, doesn't stop, doesn't give up, doesn't bend. We are more than a club, we are a legend, and this legend is far from over. Visca el Barça, now and forever, Cules. What a moment we are living! Laporta's multi-million sale is not just a deal, it's a statement of intent, it's a Visca el Barca shouted to the whole world, it's proof that, despite all the Madridistas' efforts to sink us, despite all the attacks from the media, despite all the attempts to steal from us, FC Barcelona always rises from its ashes, stronger, bigger, more Blaugrana than ever. And all this, dear friends, with a president who knows more about football than Florentino knows about basketball, with a coach who works magic like Hansi Flick, and with a following that has no equal on the planet. Today, Cules, we are not just celebrating a multi-million sale, we are celebrating being part of Barcelona, we are celebrating that while at the Bernabeu they argue over a doubtful penalty, we dream of the Champions League, of La Liga, of the whole world at our feet, because this club knows no limits, this passion understands no barriers, and this story, ours, is written in indelible ink in the history of football. So, Cules, I leave you with a final call from the depths of my Blaugrana soul. If you are a fanatic of FC Barcelona, if you live and breathe for these colors, if you believe in the legacy of Cruyff, the magic of Messi, and the future of LAMINE YAMAL, subscribe to Barcelona without limits, love and join this family that never gives up. Visca el Barca. Visca Catalunya. And now, I want to know everything in the comments. Do you think Laporta will silence more Madridistas? What signing would make you explode with joy? And what would you say to Edu Aguirre and Tomas Roncero if you had them in front of you? Leave your answers, Cules, because this is Barcelona without limits, and here, we do it the Blaugrana way.